They say tomato and we say tomato if we're taking the piss out of the way the royals speak. Yes, we like to think the Americans are just the same as us apart from their wonky vowels and extra confidence, which is why we've been trying to flog them our old junk for years. Marmite sandwiches! Marmite sandwich from England?
The frenzied exporting kicked off in earnest 100 years ago when, still reeling from the excitement of Beatlemania, the Americans took David Frost under their wing.
60s Anglomania also convinced the Americans to give some of our programmes a spin, such as The Avengers, which had been running in Britain for years before being bought by ABC in 1966. As part of the deal, they insisted it be shot on film in colour, which is why it still looks so bloody lovely today.
As the 70s dawned, the Americans were exposed to hallucinogenic British comedy like Monty Python and lovely old highbrow documentaries such as Kenneth Clarke's Civilization.
Those great works of Western.
British drama also flourished. Shows like revered class-conscious serial Upstairs Downstairs were repackaged as part of Masterpiece Theatre with filmed introductions from Alistair Cook that gave the impression you were about to be served a gourmet meal by a butler tugging his forelock so bloody hard he's bashed his head through the floor.
To this day, flogging your format over here is the secret dream of many British programme makers. But until recently, few shows could expect anything more than cult success in the States without undergoing a territorial makeover first.
For instance, when the Americans wanted some blue-collar grit, they looked to the UK, where lo and behold there was a massively popular show called Till Death Us Do Part.
The proper one, You said he was born in Manchester, so well, he ain't a proper blackie then, is he?
But there was no way on earth you could broadcast the original on American TV. They'd have mistaken it for a transmission from Mars. Instead, they remade it as All in the Family. Lovable racist Alf Garnett became lovable racist Archie Bunker.
Mr. Davis, my daughter Gloria standing over there.
Hello, Gloria.
How are you? And her husband, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
No!
It was such a barnstorming hit, it wasn't long before US producers groomed another gritty Britcom for mainstream success.
You dirty old man.
Strotty old rag-and-bone duo Steptoe and Son transformed into Sanford and Son, the equally funny landmark black-led sitcom of the 70s.
I never heard you say thank you. Okay? Thank you. Okay.
Weirdly, the exchange never works in reverse.
Take the Golden Girls, for instance. The original was a smash hit, wrinkly chuckle-fest beloved by millions.
I'm all right, I'm fine.
But when we remade it as Brighton Bells, it turned out to be half as funny as accidentally reversing over your own children in a tractor with barbed wire wheels on Christmas Day. Despite this, here's a man who thinks US comedy can learn from the UK, writer-producer Rob Long, author of Conversations with My Agent.
American comedy is sort of dead. I don't know, or not dead, but I like to describe American comedy as living in an assisted living facility somewhere in the desert. You know, it's old, and it may not last, but it's still all there. It could be maybe revived somehow. It's not quite dead. But I suspect that's a case of fear. I actually think that British comedy formats or comedy shows will be imported in the next couple of years in record numbers, because you can go to an executive in the United States and say, you don't have to have any imagination at all. I just want to say it works somewhere else. So we'll try it here. And if it doesn't work here, you won't look stupid, because it does work in Britain. Any successful television comedy in the United States is an accident. It's like an industrial mistake. It shouldn't have happened. The system is set up to destroy it by the time it gets out. So if it somehow a successful, a hit show slips through, it's because people weren't paying attention at the network or the studio, or they were broke and they couldn't replace it, or something happened that went wrong. I try to describe the system as like an industrial conveyor belt, and you pretend your idea is like a little, fluffy bunny. And it goes on a conveyor belt into a cylinder with these rotating knives, right? And the knives must chop it all up so it all looks the same. And then it goes from there to a giant machine that smashes it to smithereens, right? But there's a chance that when the knives are rotating up, that the little bunny can get through the knives right when this little concrete smasher goes up, and it will escape. And that would be a Seinfeld or a Friends or a Cheers or, Pick a Hit. But the ones that go through the system come out, looking chopped up. And that would be a Joey.
The whole UK-US exchange has gone into reverse in recent years. We used to look down our noses at their populist dramas.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, God, look at this. Knight Rider is just aimed at absolute cretins. I mean, look at that, a talking car. Look at his hair.
Now we look up to them.
Oh, God, I mean, really, The Sopranos is so bloody brilliant. I have just pissed my own balls inside out.
I don't believe any of this shit.
We used to import their tacky game show formats.
If you were to walk out on
Formats like the Jolly and Anodyne Family Feud, which we remade as Family Fortunes.
Okay.
Now we're the ones selling tacky game show formats to them. Flip on the TV over here and British entertainment formats are all over it like a rash that married a virus.
Current excruciating hit America's Got Talent, for instance, comes from evil British genius Simon Cowell and features this big English tit.
You belong on the end of a pier.
So, are there any other UK shows we can flog our Yankee cousins? Well, to find out, we subjected a focus group of average Americans to some British TV they might not have seen yet.
OK, this is a clip from a show called Bullseye.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Dave Smikey!
Sit around all day and still lose weight with this computerised six-function Carl Lewis exercise bike.
Tonight's star prize. 1. 20.
OK, so that was Bullseye. What did you make to that, anyone?
Is the entire premise of the show based on darts?
It's pretty dart-ish, yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for the host, the show would be like watching paint dry.
Are all the prizes still not that great?
That edition aired a few weeks ago.
It's very fun because, darts are something that the family unit can participate in, and there's not a lot of things.
You don't see that many families playing tends to just be big guys with arms like hams.
But the prizes, like that boat, were shockingly wonderful. I mean, for just throwing darts. I mean, I wish I could be a contestant on that show.
OK, what you're going to see now is a very, very popular daytime quiz show. Goes out every day. It's called Countdown.
Consonant, please.
Thank you, Jack. C.
And another one, please.
Right, here we go, chaps. Any good, Paul?
No, just 6.
Just a 6. Jack?
6.
What's your 6, Jack?
Capote.
Capote, right?
Very good indeed.
6 apiece, though.
Yeah.
Kim?
I didn't get anything, I'm afraid.
No.
So that was Countdown. Anyone find that exciting?
Horrible.
I liked it.
Horrible? Sorry, horrible.
Horrible.
Almost as exciting as Scrabble.
I think I'm mostly shocked by the cheap production value. I mean, it looks like something that would be here like in the early 70s at best. And I'm like, hello, they have computers now that can give you those letters. Like Vanna just points now. She doesn't actually have to put letters up, you know.
You were offended by the cheap production value.
Not offended, but kind of shocked.
You looked offended.
Well, I'm a little offended. I mean, visually it's somewhat offensive, you know, because it's like, there's a lot better available now, and why aren't you using it?
We know we can't afford it.
Next, we showed them Twitcher-friendly rural voyeur series Springwatch.
Meanwhile, back at the nest box, which appears to be empty because the youngsters have fled. Look, this is a male.
I hate to tell you, but a moment ago, in fact, while the Cuckoo film was on, the badgers were out. But there is
I see no badger, as they
sign
say.
of them now.
No.
What did you make to that, anyone? Oh, sorry, you put your hand up straight up there.
I feel like I was at a friend's place watching a slideshow that was not going to end for several hours.
I don't know. It was very cheesy, I would say.
Does anyone have any ideas on how you would adapt that for the US market?
Drama.
Right, interest.
Well, maybe this will grab their interest. The Bill, ITV's pulse-quickening cop drama.
Please, mate, 1 minute, please!
Relocate to the pavements. Relocate to the pavement now, please.
Just excuse us for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Shall I do all this? So now we're supposed to be relationship counsellors in this job too. It really winds me up.
Everything winds you up right now.
No, I'm sorry for being snappy with you earlier. What is it with you and Emma anyway?
Me and Emma? Nothing, just good friends.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Trust me, I'm a free agent.
Yeah, me too.
Who thought that was any good whatsoever? What were you saying?
I thought it was a comedy just because, like,
The super bad acting and the super cheapness and super low quality of everything. So it's hard to buy into the drama aspect of it.
Yeah, it felt like a send-up. You know, I mean, I would want to see more of it. It just felt like it was some sort of almost mockumentary play on, you know, these sort of drama shows. Like, even Between the Cops is, like, what's their relationship about? You know what I mean? It's like he's about to lay a kiss on the guy, or what's going on, you know?
Sounds like what they really want is more realism. Well, thank God for that, because it doesn't come more realistic than this, EastEnders.
Any chance of a brew, Dorothy? I'm spitting feathers here, love.
I'm sorry, you'll have to make your own.
What is your problem? Slagging me off over the Vic ain't enough for you. You come round to finish the job.
Wait a minute.
I have had enough of you. You're doing my head in.
Listen to
no,
me.
you listen to me. You've got nothing to say that I want to hear anymore. I want you out of my life. You're dead to me.
Regular soap action?
Yep.
I like it better than our soaps. Our soaps are, everyone has a shitload of makeup on. She didn't look like she had any makeup on, and everyone looked, once again, quite normal. And I like that. Most soaps are so overdone, and the characters are so gorgeous, it's like they're painted.
The acting is much better in this than our soap operas. Our soap operas, we have this long dramatic pause after every sentence for some reason, which
While they're
is never
remembering
that way in real life. So it seemed much more true to real life, and I actually watched the show. I like it.
It's interesting to me. You know, it doesn't seem to be that vanity about the people on television.
That was a really polite way of saying they were all pig ugly. American